Okay, if everything has gone according to plan, we should be live on YouTube. I know it's a bit late, but I was gone all of yesterday. I was in Stoke-on-Trent doing the R6 community LAN and stuff and casting some games. And yes, it's almost the end of the weekend, and just now we're doing Weekends of Avrona, and it's all pretty much just Nintendo stuff. Yay! And we have two people now I am sharing the screen with. Yeah, it's been a while since we did like all three of us on the stream, right?
Yeah, like a couple, yeah.
And today we're pretty much, like I said, doing pretty much everything Nintendo, which is good we have Jake here, because, especially when it comes to Pokemon League stuff, me and Cam are just vaguely aware. I'm just like there cheering on whoever leaked this stuff and hope they don't end up dead in an alleyway, which, let's be honest, they probably will, knowing Nintendo. So yeah, and he will tell us everything about why it's important, and his cameras... Did you just disconnect from...
One sec, I'm just doing something.
Just left.
Can I also
You just left an awkward pause here in the screen. Where is
Can
it?
I also just confirm
Somewhere.
that my
Yeah.
I did actually manage to post that correctly?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sure you can't see the mess up that I made.
Do you want to talk about the randomest announcement we could have ever gotten from Nintendo first, and that is that dumb alarm clock? Like, have you seen this?
Nintendo alarm clock.
Have you seen this thing? What on earth is the point of this thing, actually? Because
The first thing that comes up is Nintendo Alarmo, out now in the UK, and it's not as expensive as feared.
This is Nintendo SoundCloud.
it's
were
not
they
as
fearing?
expensive as feared. This thing is $99 for an alarm clock that just is red and makes Nintendo noises at you when you wake up.
You could just do that with your phone.
Exactly. And I don't.
Well, I'm gonna pick this up. If it's not this guy, I don't care.
I've been talking, and I've muted. It does other stuff. It tracks you. Remember? So it tracks where you're sleeping. It's sort of like Pokemon Sleep, if you ever called that. It was a bit weird. Pokemon Sleep was weird because you had to have your phone turned on the entire night. So you basically plugged in and you woke up and your phone was a furnace, basically. In the sense of, I'm pretty sure, I can't remember, I read the article on this ages ago. I say this a couple of days. I can't remember. It does track your movements, and so when the alarm is going off, it will see how you are getting out of bed. And then, once you are finally out of bed, I'm pretty sure it plays some cheer music.
Not creepy at all.
That's not creepy at all. And two, it does cheer music when you get out of bed. It's like, yeah, congrats on not being totally depressed and getting out of bed. You've done great.
And the only reason it requires you to have access to show is because it that allows you to get different songs.
Wow.
You're also kind of like cutting out a
So,
little bit.
so basically, it's stuff you can still do with your phone. Granted, your phone can't track you, but again, just tracking when you wake up. Why? Like, what do you get out of it? And the other thing is, if you want this kind of tracking device, you'd probably want something that integrates better with whatever kind of ecosystem you're using. Like, this is kind of like cool. I saw something like this. It's cool, but if you want to just have all the data about your sleep and whatever, just track it via either the Apple ecosystem or the Samsung ecosystem, whatever kind of ecosystem you're in. With Nintendo, I highly doubt you can like get this data into your phone. It's just a completely different thing.
But yeah, but then you have to consider how much you're going to pay for a smartwatch.
But at least
or the
smartwatch,
Samsung Ring.
at least it does more than just this. At least a smartwatch is a watch. You can do other stuff with it.
But this is Nintendo themed.
And are you actually going to pay $100 just for it to be Nintendo themed?
Some people will. Don't
Just
underestimate
get
consumerism.
an Amazon Echo Spot and paint it red, and there you go, you have it.
No,
I
that's
feel-
spy weather.
I feel like Nintendo are trying to go the way of Disney with stuff like this and Pokemon Sleep, having someone's entire life just be based around your franchises.
Oh, as if that wasn't already the case.
Yeah,
You've
but
seen
even
some Pokemon
even
people.
more now with this, like this, just make your alarm clock a Nintendo, make your sleep companion app be Pokemon themed. Have literally everything in your house be a Nintendo thing, similar to how Disney is basically doing their business now.
I'm waiting for the Nintendo phone that blows up if you download a ROM hack.
Oh yeah,
What?
that's going to be great. There's still going to be Nintendo adults who are going to buy it.
It just immediately you download it and it comes up, you've been sued.
Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if at this rate they make a phone. They're making alarm clocks.
Are we gonna get sued for making this video?
No.
Knowing Nintendo.
Maybe copyright struck, but
Yeah,
no.
no, it does like movement records and stuff like that. That is all pretty cool stuff. But again, it's trapped on an alarm clock, which I assume you just can't do anything with that information. It'd be cool if you could just move it to your phone. I could see it in my Samsung Health app, but no. Also, I
Maybe
saw
not.
someone comment about the fact that the all the sensors and stuff only work if you sleep on your own. It doesn't work if it's like two or more people in a bed. I say two or more, two people in a bed. So it's like, yeah, it's an alarm clock for single people. What's the problem? That's most of Nintendo's consumer base.
Isn't that sort of all sleep tracking though? Because no matter how good it is, if somebody else starts snoring, it's going to log that down and say you slept terribly, mate.
I guess depending on how good it is. I assume there's at
My
least
bad.
some there's some software like that can differentiate between two different people snoring. I assume people sound different when they snore. I don't know.
I really hope it doesn't go down the Pokemon Sleep route because I downloaded Pokemon Sleep when it first came out. Like, oh, pretty cool because based on your sleep score, Pokemon would appear and you could investigate them and their sleep styles. But one of the creepier things about the app is every time you'd move or make a sound, it would start recording. So you'd come back and it'd be like, you made a noise here, and it would immediately play the noise back to you, and it's really creepy.
Just like jump scare you with like your own snoring.
Yeah, but can you imagine if it wasn't you that made that noise and you just like hear a door open and you
Or like some ghost speaking to you.
Bro, I would never sleep again if that happened.
yeah, we detected this, and it's just or they should do it in April Fool's Day. It's just Mario in the background. Let's go.
Another thing that's annoying is that the screen isn't even round. It doesn't take up the whole thing. It's just a rectangular screen on the main face of the alarm clock. So it doesn't even make use of the whole face. Oh well. Again, the cool ideas here. Cool they can like track you and stuff like that. Cool that it's just a cool piece of tech, but it really does not warrant being a product. At least not one locked to the Nintendo ecosystem. It also requires a Nintendo Switch Online subscription. You need to have the subscription as well for it.
Yeah, but I feel like with most Nintendo games, to be fair, I don't know, between like stuff like Xbox Gold and whatever PlayStation does, I'd rather have Nintendo Switch Online because, quite frankly, at least the Nintendo Switch has games.
I'm pretty sure it's also by far the cheapest one after free.
Yeah, it's like a year of it is.
Yeah, it's really, really cheap. So that's something. And I assume that most people who buy this thing are already devoted enough to Nintendo that they probably already have Alarmo, you know?
I mean, I've got online because I did Pokemon games. I don't know whether you need it for like direct trading, but I have it anyway just in.
Yeah, when it's like so cheap anyway. I just like not enough for me to ever warrant getting it. The only thing I'd ever do for it is probably Splatoon, even though I haven't touched Splatoon in so long.
I don't think it's niche, but it's like on a scale of products by Nintendo, and like on the niche side is the Pokemon Plus, and on the other side it's like the Switch. I'd put it in the middle.
What?
Because like
the alarm clock. I'd say this is just the most niche thing. Well, it's also just
you cannot say it's nicher than the Pokeball Plus, the thing on that worked exclusively on Pokemon Go, gave you a Mew in your.
I'm sorry. Have you forgotten how big Pokemon Go was? Where even normies who never touched anything Pokemon, anything Nintendo, were playing it.
I'm normies.
But the Pokeball Plus is immediately beaten by the next product they made, which I think was cheaper and worked better.
What was that? Was that like the armband thingy?
Yeah, I think it was.
Like those were like
at least with that, you don't look like a total idiot holding a ball with a joystick that sometimes changes color, and you've got to press it quick enough.
Well, back when I played Pokemon, when I played Pokemon Go, I just held it in my pocket, and I just had my hand in my pocket the entire time, just so people wouldn't see me walking around with a Pokeball.
The worst part of it was if you encountered a Pokemon, it would only throw a Pokemon, I think whatever you last selected, and if that didn't catch it, that was it. Nothing happened.
Yeah, I love like using Master Balls on a Pidgey with that mechanic.
Oh, I never bought any Master Ball research. I remember because some of my friends started playing Pokemon Go, and because like I played it for a while, I was never like up to the level that other people had, but they'd look at me and be like, "Oh my god, you've got a Kangaskhan!" because they're exclusive to Australia. Yeah, they came in raids like 5 years ago. Like, trade it to me, please.
That was such a weird time, man, when Pokemon Go was a thing. I remember I was still on my Nokia at the time. I was still on a Windows phone. So what I did is I'd bring my tablet to school, which you couldn't get Pokemon Go on a tablet. It was only on phones. So I had to sideload it with an APK to get it on my tablet, and then I would just
Why not just on your phone? Like
I said, I had a Windows phone, and it didn't come on Windows Phone. It only was available on Android and iOS. So I then had to use my phone's data, and back in the day, I only had 300 megabytes a month of data, and I had to use that to then play Pokemon Go on my tablet, on my Samsung Tab S, whatever. It was like one of the mini ones.
On the topic of Pokemon Go, I have something Nintendo. Pokemon Go came out 2016-ish?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep. I remember it very well because it was secondary school and everybody on the playground suddenly immediately had it, and I had a Nokia 365, I'm pretty sure, which was Microsoft Store. You could get Minecraft on that phone, and that was it.
Honestly, exactly the same in my case. Minecraft Pocket Edition was the only game I had on that phone because that's the only thing that was like available.
Yeah, right. On the topic of Pokemon Go, you're familiar with Pokemon Go Fest, right?
Vaguely. I haven't touched Pokemon Go in ages.
So it's a yearly event. You can pay for it or you can't. If you pay for it, you get special stuff. But they basically have legendary raids and all this stuff. And now I've got a story. I've just posted a link in generally that. A game me and Cam play is called Pikmin Bloom, and it's Pokemon Go, but for Pikmin. It's developed by the same company, Niantic, and they've just put their toes into a paid event, and it's very controversial.
What did they do? I can't imagine how a Pikmin game can be controversial.
Okay, so same with Pokemon Go Fest. There's the localized areas where you can go and do an in-person event. Although, quite frankly, I don't know why you do that because it's really funny. Like all the people there. So it's in Japan. They've got a local event, which is basically the online event, but better.
Hold on. I'm going to stream this so people can see the link. Hopefully that's going to show up. Yep, there we go.
If you scroll down, you should see a table.
Yep. Tokyo Dome City Challenge Anywhere. Oh, so is this like exclusive to parts of Japan or something?
So it's a specific part. It's one part of Japan. I'm guessing Tokyo Dome. Yeah. On the left, and on the right is what's available to everyone else. Now, the price comes out to 1,600 yen for price, which is basically £8.21 or £8.50 because why not? And what you get from this is a badge on your profile, one Pikmin with a sticker on that's red that tells you about the event.
Mm-hmm.
You get an avatar hoodie and one hat. And you also get blue rose petals. And the event basically consists of like 2 challenges. And it's stuff that can be done like within an hour. And you've got to pay £10 for it. And you compare that to other events such as... for example, this weekend, it's community weekend on the app. You have to walk 10,000 steps. That takes you a longer time than it does to do this, and that's free. And it gives you one of the rewards. It gives you a badge in your profile that this one does. And granted, this one will be a special badge. So it's interesting. Let me...
it's right here. Ticket price, 2,300 yen for the Tokyo Dome experience, and then 1,600 yen for all the people who don't live in the Tokyo metro area.
Yeah, and you get more stuff that they obviously, because it's like an in-person event. Pikmin Bloom. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So this is my Pikmin. Let me get this up so I can actually see. This is my Pikmin Bloom. I'm there, and so these are the Community Day badges you get. That's the 10,000 step, and those are the special ones. So first anniversary, second anniversary, then I think that was the Pikmin 4 event. No, anniversary Pikmin 3. And so you get a badge on your profile, and then a Decor Pikmin. This is Pokemon Go's equivalent to like Shinies, I guess, if it's loading. Based on where you found the Pikmin, they put on an outfit. You got to collect them all. And arguably, it's even worse than their monthly events where you have to go get like special Pikmin, like cheese Pikmin.
You liked the cheese one.
I love the cheese. Yeah, so what essentially it is, it feels like a cash grab. I'm not gonna lie, because it's very much here's a badge, here's a special.
It very
Pikmin.
much is a cash grab for people.
But compare that to people think it's them testing the waters for like their version of Pokemon Go Fest. But at least with Pokemon Go Fest, there's free stuff for people playing, which draws people back to the game. Oh, and to answer your question, Oscar, they have rare Pikmin, which are like extremely rare variants of the others. I've been playing this game since it came out, and I've only got those. I don't know. I'm gonna buy it because I have every badge apart from one Community Day badge which I missed. But I'll get that back up next month anyway in their anniversary event, which again is better than this. So I don't know what Pikmin Bloom's thinking. Money is what they're thinking.
Okay, do we want to do the big one? Do we want to do the leak?
Yeah, well, I'm reinstalling Pokemon Go back on my... Yeah, I'd say it's a good time.
This is just absolutely beautiful. If you haven't seen this yet, there has just been the largest leak of Pokemon stuff, including details about the next-gen Pokemon games and the Switch successor, including like early drafts and versions of Pokemon, or like scrap Pokemon entirely. It had old notes from meetings from like between like higher ups and the Pokemon company. You had what else? I'm actually forgetting because there was so much old like character design sheets and stuff like that. There like old source code for upcoming games as well. Scrapped music, a lot, basically a lot.
What the hell? So I just logged into my old Pokemon Go account. It's the wrong one. It's turned me into a black woman. Why am I a black woman?
Just trying to tell you something. Anyway, so yeah, stuff about a Pokemon MMO potentially being in development.
I like that. This couldn't come at a worse time for Pokemon, because it's the new game Pokemon Legends ZA is coming out, and that is and it's anticipated for two reasons. One, it's a Legends game. The first Legends game was amazing, but now they've had chance to polish it even further. And two, it's finally Pokemon Z. The memed game is finally.
Update about Synapse: the screenshots were incorrect. Those are not related to Synapse. It's not an MMO. All we know about Synapse is that it's a multiplayer Pokemon game, Splatoon-like, developed in collaboration between Game Freak and I have no idea who ILCA
so it's another. Is it another Pokken DX tournament or
maybe?
Pokemon Unite?
Do you have any idea who ILCA is?
Ilka? Oh no!
Why did that name just give you PTSD? What happened? Who are they?
All Pokemon games are developed by Game Freak, apart from one. Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, the one where they ripped the code straight from the original games and turned it chibi. It literally has the exact same bugs as the original game.
Well, they're working on this brand new thing, which is Synapse.
It's literally what people beg. Like when you watch the Pokemon things where they're announcing stuff, you look in the chats. Oh, not Ilka, not Ilka, not Ilka.
Yeah, and it's being described as a Splatoon-like game. What that means, we have no idea. My favorite part of this whole leak was like one of the design docs for a character from one of the games, I can't remember who, and literally in a document she's just described as an 18-year-old sexy Latina inspired by Jennifer Lopez. Have you seen that?
I have seen that.
Someone at Nintendo or Game Freak had a type clearly. What extended Pokemon Black and White intro? Just a bunch of leaked, like old Pokemon designs, Pokemon that never made it into the games, or like Pokemon that have been changed a lot. Some of the designs are like really creepy as well.
Some of them are really funny as well.
Like this one. Look at the Cacturn concept art. That thing is terrifyingly cool.
Hold on, give it a minute for it to show up on the stream.
Oh, you haven't seen the Cacturn art yet?
No, I haven't. The thing is, the beta Pokemon designs aren't the biggest thing because we've already had loads of them. Like, I think one of the funniest ones is the Arceus beta. If you Google that, it's hilarious. Give it a quick Google and have a look.
Have you seen the Cacturn yet?
Oh god, jeez.
I know, right?
But that's still on the Game Boy Advance, isn't it? Because that's Generation 3.
Yeah.
So.
What else? Whatever this Scarlet Pokemon is with like a mouth on its foot. It's like a Yeti with a mouth on its foot. Cool. Like old sprites. Is there anything else here about Project Gaia, aka the next gen? I can't see. New hint about Pokemon Gaia region. Too much water. Could be Greece, but
Too much water.
yeah. If it's called Project Gaia, and it's too much water, that could very much be set in like some Greek islands. That Greece hasn't been a setting yet, correct?
Would that? Greece hasn't been done yet, no, because
that is an awesome Pokemon here. Just like it looks like a trading card, but of like evil and possessed.
Because it was generations 1 to 4 were parts of Japan, then 5 was New York, 6 was France, 7 was Hawaii, 8 was the UK, not Ireland though, not even Northern Ireland, and 9 was Spain.
Oh, here it is. It's Skylar from Gen 5. She's literally just listed in the doc as C6 flight sexy pilot.
I see Jennifer Lopez. Scroll back a bit.
Oh man, that was okay. So if you haven't seen, Nintendo already know who did this because his info was attached to the documents.
Because he's a genius.
Yeah, and like I said to Jake and Cam before the show, that guy's going to get kidnapped, waterboarded, and he's going to show up a few days later in a bunch of chunks in a dog's food bowl somewhere in Canada.
No, they're just going to stick him in a water tank.
He needs to release some kind of statement somewhere saying like, guys, I'm not suicidal.
Yeah.
As if that's ever worked for anyone.
He should take the John McAfee route. He literally got a tattoo. Right?
And he still showed up dead.
Yep.
And someone in the chat said howdy, by the way.
Hello, welcome to the stream. We have quite a few people watching. Nice.
Oh my god, yeah, you got 5 people. That's a record.
Oscar, to answer your question, I finally signed in Pokemon 568 Shiny. One of them's a Rayquaza.
Yeah, there's like meeting notes as well.
I don't think there's
That's
shiny...
pretty cool. Oh yeah, Detective Pikachu, another Detective Pikachu thingy.
Wasn't that meant to be part of a trilogy, though?
Yeah. There's supposed to be a Pikachu trilogy. The second movie was supposed to come out this year, but it's we don't know if it was just cancelled or delayed or like what.
I think it would have been delayed based on the release of the actual game remaster, because of how terrible it was.
Pokemon Movie 24 info, yada 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 yada. Pokemon Horizon stuff.
Jake, I can see you drinking that 2-liter bottle of cola.
I'm thirsty.
I'm trying to see if there's anything else that's actually interesting, at least interesting to someone like me who isn't that much into Pokemon, but just likes seeing when Nintendo have to deal with stuff like this. Oh yeah, basically lore dumping their entire creation myth of the Pokemon universe as well.
Yeah, I really don't like it. Why is Giratina not in it? Giratina should be in there because I'm pretty sure from the old lore they established, as aside from the fact of he looked at his left side and his right side and went, I'm going to turn you into Dialga. I'm going to turn you into Palkia or whatever. Where does Giratina come from? And why is Metagross suddenly a god of the sea? I don't understand.
Jake literally, I don't know if you were here earlier, but Jake literally ranted about it for like half an hour.
Yes, I was there.
Yeah. Also, check chat. Someone asked for advice.
Alec, just got an ASRock X870E Nova. Would love your input on it.
Wow, if you're getting X870E, it better be... Actually got an X870E Nova. I haven't checked out many ASRock models so far, so let me just quickly Google that one. X870E Nova. How much did you spend on it? That's my main question, first and foremost. Because if you're going X870E, when there's already good X870 motherboards on the market, it looks really good though. I haven't expected this kind of design from ASRock. It actually looks pretty sweet. It just really depends on how much you paid on it, paid for it, and also what CPU you're pairing it with, so you can tell if you are wasting your money or not. Also, on the topic of Nintendo, we should probably finally go on to final Nintendo topic. Actually, no. One more thing I want to talk about is that Nintendo actually acknowledged the leak, but they basically didn't talk about any of the info about inside of it, like any of the juicy stuff. They basically said that there's employee information included in it, and that's what they were kind of targeting, rather than just any of the other stuff like the source code or any of the leaked info about upcoming in development Nintendo projects.
I mean, the big question is, because we know he's a Game Freak employee. Is he Game Freak? He works either Game Freak or Pokemon, one of the two. It's either true or they did like the secretive route. They give wrong information to other people because they know somehow it's going to come and leak out. I'm pretty sure a company like that should be doing that. But the sheer volume of stuff, there's no way this is fake.
Yeah,
otherwise, some kid is giggling. I mean, literally, Centro leaks. What did he call it?
The Terra leak.
The Terra leak, because it's ridiculous of how much. Oh, new law's just been posted. And it's really weird. It features a woman giving birth. Sometime later, the woman gave birth to a child, but it wasn't a human child. It was a slack-off. She intended to abandon it, but she couldn't bring herself to do so. She stopped meeting with her friends and decided to raise the slack-off.
Okay, then.
She gave birth to a sloth?
She been doing?
It's all very weird as well, given how we're supposed to be getting some Switch 2 info pretty soon.
No. I can't say that word because you'll be demonetized. Pretty sure.
What word can there be that can get me demonetized relating to Pokemon, one of those like PG franchises ever?
Okay, it's called the original sin. Right, in the distant past when
okay,
still blurred, that should tell you all you need to know. There was a woman and her companion. Every day they were bored, so they would often catch Slackoth in a nearby forest. They played cruel games with the captured Slackoth, sometimes killing them for fun, gouging out their eyes or cutting off their ears. One day, the woman was walking along the forest and saw a Slackoth hanging from a tree. She climbed the tree to catch it, but slipped and injured herself. At that moment, a Vigoroth appeared. This Vigoroth had a torn ear. The woman startled to flee, but her injured leg hurt too much and she couldn't move. The Vigoroth with the torn ear suddenly attacked her when it saw her. The woman lost consciousness. Right. Oh my God.
Okay.
When she awoke, she was in an unfamiliar place. Before her lay a clear lake of trees in which many Slackoth and Vigoroth were hanging. All the Pokemon somewhere on the bodies, marks left by the woman and her companion. Upon closer inspection, she noticed that some of the Slackoth hanging from the trees were corpses. They were the very Slackoth the woman and her friends had killed and discarded. The Slackoth were throwing those corpses into the lake. Terrified, the woman tried to run away, but the Slacking appeared. This Slacking also had a torn ear. The woman realised that it was the same Vigoroth she'd seen earlier and wound, causing her to faint once more. When the woman regained consciousness, she found herself at the entrance to the forest near her home, surrounded by her friends. They carried her back to her house. And then she gives birth to a Slackoth. You see what Pokemon?
Okay, I have a feeling this was made in the early 2000s, back when so many franchises tried to take the more edgy route.
Slackoff is Generation 3.
Which is like
Ruby Sapphire.
I'm guessing it's between
2002.
That's what I just said. Like between 2000, like 2008 or so, when so many franchises tried to go more edgy. That is exactly what they tried to do as well here. Clearly. Also, Cam, someone complimented your nails color scheme in the chat.
One day, her friends concerned about her visited the area near her. They found the Slackoth sleeping there, the child of the woman. As they always did, they caught the Slackoth, stabbed it in the chest, and killed it. They took its corpse and headed to the woman's house. When she saw the slain Slackoth, was overwhelmed by sorrow. She grabbed the Slackoth's body and ran deep into the forest. Her friends, shocked, chased after her. As they ventured deeper into the forest, the surroundings suddenly opened up, and they found the same clear lake before them. Around the lake were many Slackoth and Vigoroth. The woman stood before the lake, and holding the lifeless body of the Slackoth, she threw herself into the water. Afterwards, the woman's friends began to treat Slackoth as companions, just as she had in her final.
Okay.
This feels like a fanfic.
It does. Oh man. Okay, yeah.
How is there more? How is there more?
You can read that after the show. What I
No,
want to say
keep
is
that information to yourself.
yeah. I want to say it's all very weird as well, because given the fact we're supposed to be getting some Nintendo Switch 2 info pretty soon, and honestly, at this rate, it would be I'm surprised there wasn't more Switch 2 info in the leak. Maybe it just hasn't been published yet. Maybe there is some in the files that hasn't been published yet. But still, if we got the last announcement for the Nintendo Switch, it was on the 20th of October 2016. That's when the trailer dropped for the original Switch. We're just 7 days away from October 20th. Maybe we'll get the info then. Also, before anyone calls me sad, for the fact I remember when the Nintendo Switch trailer dropped, I only remember that because it's my birthday. Okay, before anyone calls me sad about when the Nintendo Switch trailer dropped. So
We should do a birthday stream.
I'll be away in Poland, so actually, yeah, we could probably do a birthday stream. It really depends on how my schedule kind of works out then. Given how we're most likely to see the Switch 2 early next year, and the last Switch also came out in March, October would be a pretty good time to show the trailer for it. I'm just so hoping it has to be this year that we get the Switch 2. It's just been way too long since the last one. We need some info. We absolutely need some info. Also, I just love seeing just Jake's disgusted face there in the
Let me
corner.
summarize the second one. A girl marries a Typhlosion. The Typhlosion's like, I'm gonna go kill you. The dad then kills the Typhlosion. She's like, oh, you've killed my husband. And then she basically honors the Typhlosion's wish, and take his eyes, voice, and heart in flames. And then she gets like bullied by a village, and they like try to drape like her husband's friend's skin over him, and then it just ends with she also has a child. Okay, because you've got to have that, and then it just ends with so came to Typhlosion are half human beings. Whose fetish?
Are you allowed to say that on YouTube?
There's a third one!
No more.
Listen, let us know in chat when you think the Switch 2 will come out. Let's get some predictions going. And as usual, there's anything super important you want to say, or any kind of big questions you want to ask regarding anything about the show, or literally anything in general. I don't think you want to ask too many questions about what Jake just read out, because I just think it's weird and creepy. But if you want to ask questions about that, super chat's an option if you want to support the channel in the meantime. Oh, actually, I remembered we got a pretty good hint about when we could be getting some brand new stuff about the Nintendo Switch successor. If you've seen this, they announced this Nintendo Switch Online playtest thingy that is like super secretive, to the point where there's even an NDA you have to sign. So it's some kind of like Nintendo Switch Online playtest. We have no idea what it is. All we know is it's going to be a 2.2 gigabyte download. Why? We have no idea. I can't imagine them doing anything too drastic to Nintendo Switch Online that it warrants this kind of secrecy. So it's probably going to be something to do with the Switch 2. Given the kind of time frame we're working with here. If apparently the sign-ups rate expire like instantly as well. So even if I had Nintendo Switch Online, I would probably not be able to get in because it just went instantly. They filled up all the slots instantly.
It's all the Nintendo Switch adults that you guys were talking about earlier.
Yeah. Also, to come back to what Amisa was saying in chat, with a 1700X, yeah, pretty good choice there. Coming from a B650 Aorus Elite AX. Honestly, interesting upgrading. If you already had a CPU, upgrading to a new gen motherboard. Like, let me know what it was about the new 800 series motherboards that made you want to get a new motherboard. Kind of curious.
Can I read a line, please?
No. No.
I'm scared. What is it?
In a coastal village, there was a man. One day, as he was walking along the shore, he found a female octillery washed up on the beach. The man had relations with the octillery and then threw it back into the sea. The next day, he went to the same spot, octillery again. He once more had relations with it, threw it back into the sea as before.
He's cutting out every other word, and I'd say that's for the better.
Oh, hold on.
I don't think you want to know what he just said.
Oh, more NVMe. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I'm basically at a limit of how many NVMe's I can have in my PC because I'm on B650E. I did buy one of those like Aorus expansion cards to allow you to have more NVMe's. Issue is, it doesn't actually fit my PC. I made a short about it a while back, but the water reservoir in my build actually interferes with where the card will go, so I can't even put it in. So I paid like £70 for that adapter, and I can't even use it. Ugh.
This story is about a man having relations with an octopus twice, then throwing it back into the sea both times. The octopus delivers the child back to him, and it is a boy, a young boy. The young boy then has a strangling fight with a bear, and both him and the bear get strangled. And again, because these are absurd, it just ends with the villagers went back and told others what they had seen.
So what is supposed to be just like story? Like what's the point exactly?
I don't know, because Centro Leaks has just posted it with, okay, what the fuck, Green Game Freak. And honestly, yeah.
I think we know why they're called Game Freak now.
Yeah.
I love the comments. It's like my honest reaction reading this, and it's like an out of frame Jigglypuff looking scared.
Bro, I'm getting so stressed from your readings that my skin's starting to flare up again.
No, someone's found 3 more.
No more, no
That's
more.
enough. Okay,
more.
I'm ending the show here.
Wait, what does more NVMe mean?
More drives, more SSD drives.
Oh,
Why did I say
got 5
SSD
more.
drives? That D literally stands for drive. Speaking of, how has your new PC been treating you then, since you got it?
I can play Roblox on it.
You couldn't play Roblox on your previous laptop? That's how bad it was?
I had to manually lower the graphics to 1.
I don't even know what to say. Like, granted, I only played Roblox once when you forced me to. I don't think it's that hard of a game to run that you need to lower the graphics.
I mean, like, now I can play it on full graphics, and it's great because it feels like first time trying shaders in Minecraft.
I'm surprised you're able to run shaders before, honestly.
Yeah.
This man married a horse.
Jake, I think we've heard enough. Like, I'm gonna have nightmares tonight, and it's gonna be I'm gonna make it your problem.
I can just imagine Cam waking up in the middle of the night, sweating like, oh, that guy just married a horse.
I'm literally gonna. Jake should download that sleep app to see what I say in my sleep tonight.
This man marries a bear. Why are they all like this?
Man, the Switch 2, the Pokemon game for the Switch 2, it's looking interesting, huh? Imagine if they just roll with it. They just know, like, yeah, we're weirdos. We're just gonna include all of this in Gen 10 because why not? If they do, the Switch 2 is gonna sound more than the Switch 1.
I think the worst one is the man having relations with a female octopus, then chucking him into the sea. That's the bad one.
like everything else wasn't.
Would you guys even buy the Switch 2? Like, that's the other thing.
Well, probably, but I wouldn't buy it on launch because that shit gonna be expensive.
I don't want it.
You don't have the original Switch, so.
No.
I'm trying to justify it to myself. Issue is I haven't touched my Switch in forever. So the thing is, I don't even know what I'll play unless there's some really good launch titles. I can't see the point. If they bring Eternal Darkness remaster onto it, then I'll buy it day one. That's all I want with Nintendo. It's just Eternal Darkness on something that isn't the GameCube. Please and thank you. Anyway, we'll end this very, very, very weird show here because that went after all so fast. It was a shorter one, but it was a pretty boring week. So anyway, hopefully you enjoyed all those wonderful stories Jake has told you there. Thanks to Game Freak.
This has been a very confusing stream because I've just been talking about people having relations with Octopus, and then you've just been answering questions to one person talking about a motherboard.
I actually decided on my current B650 build based on your review. Oh, great. This is honestly one thing I find so weird is how many people come up to me like, hey, you helped me pick out this and this motherboard. You helped me. It's actually like the one thing people is whenever someone recognizes me, it's always because I helped them pick out a motherboard. Like when I went to LTX or something in Vancouver. It's just like, hey, you helped me pick out a motherboard. And that's like the only thing.
You kind of did that for me as well. I still remember you guys just, like, I had my earplugs in and it was just you three in one ear and then my parents in the other, like, as in, like, my parents were in the room. And being outgamered by my, like, almost 60-year-old parents was actually so embarrassing.
Thing is, I wanted you to get it, to build one yourself instead of getting a pre-built.
Yeah, do I look like...
All you could have done right is just turn on your camera and it would have guided you through the process step by step and it would have saved a bunch of money.
Yeah, and what would you have said? You would have been like, put the CPU in the put the cable in the, and I would have looked at you and I would have been like,
it's just like adult Lego, okay? It's simple. It's hard to go wrong if you know what you're doing, as long as you don't put too much force. So like, try to squeeze something into somewhere where it doesn't belong, then you should be fine.
Yeah, I almost broke an SD card like a week ago because I put it in the wrong way, so I don't think I would.
Okay, that's on you. It goes in one way. Very.
I don't know. Like you can't tell from the outside,
You literally can't even get it that deep before you realize that it goes in the other way.
I had a millimeter or two to try it out with. I just had to get some tweezers.
I still want you to build a PC one day.
One day, once I actually figure out what CPU means or something.
Next time you're here, gotta get you to build a PC from scratch or something. I don't know. That'd be a really just fun video.
For you?
It'd be fun for the audience, right? Would you guys want to see Cam build a PC with like no prior knowledge? That'd be fun. Come on, it'd be fun. That'd be a fun project.
Say no.
Oh, come on.
And
Jake would just be there, like being supportive, but just laughing at all the mistakes.
You definitely put the CPU in and then forget about thermal paste.
What does that mean?
Exactly.
Like try to like have the CPU be like upside down. Like why is it not going in?
Yeah, why is it sliding, guys?
I didn't even know you had to.
Or she's got it in the wrong orientation. She goes to start hitting it in.
I wouldn't do that.
Or have you seen that one GIF of someone putting a thermal paste underneath the CPU? And like Cam
would do that.
Cam sees that video, takes it as gospel, like, oh, here's how you do it, and just follows it blindly. Puts the thermal paste on the pin.
Why isn't the RAM going in? It should be going in. It's just the wrong way round.
How am I being slandered like this?
Because it's fun.
Forgets to plug in the power supply to anything, so it's not turning on, guys. It's not turning on.
Okay, mister, I'm not an idiot, and you know.
Okay, yeah.
That was actually so funny looking.
I had
can't.
3 HDMI cables on my table. I thought it was in.
Yeah, you can't be too mad when it comes to Cam not plugging something in when you literally plugged the wrong HDMI in. And you're like, why am I getting no signal on my PC? Oh, yes, because the HDMI going into the monitor and the HDMI going into my graphics card are not the same cable.
And we literally told you, like, you should double check that. And you were like, I'm not an idiot.
Cables. There were 3 cables there. It was a very stressful time. That's when my computer and your computer simultaneously shat themselves. And I was the only one there that knew anything. Because you'd be looking at something going, what about those cables? Like, that's for different motherboards. Like, but ask Alec if those cables are needed. I asked Alec, he's like, no, it's for a different motherboard. It's like, yeah!
I didn't know what they did, so...
Oh, man.
I told you what they did and you didn't believe me!
Well, Alec is a reputable source here, so...
Oh, thank you.
So am I, to a degree.
Hmm. Okay. Why is there, like, chicken...
I mean, his entire contribution to it was just shoving Costco down your throat as a suggestion. Like, hey, what about a Costco? How about Costco? What about a Costco PC?
It was cheaper and better.
It was a good it is a good PC, but it's just, just didn't know anything about it.
Anyway,
those good deals.
We're gonna end this here now. This has gone so off the rails. It was a very weird show, and honestly, I have no idea what it's gonna look like next week, given how...
Next week we'll have even more stories from the Pokemon universe.
Yeah, I'm going to Poland for my birthday, and honestly, I still have no idea when I'm coming back. I only bought tickets one way. Yeah, I wanted to come back on my birthday on Sunday. Issue is that normally you can get tickets there for like 13 euros or so. But specifically on the Sunday, they are 100 euros currently. Like something like that.
Are you flying Ryanair?
Yeah. Like Ryanair and EasyJet, their prices for Sunday are so extreme because it's a Sunday. So my plan is... I'll probably just have to come back on the Monday then, on the 21st.
Well, did you really want to spend your birthday in the air?
Yeah, why not?
What do I want to do on my birthday?
What else would I do at that time?
What do I want to do on my birthday? Airport security. No one has ever said that.
What else was I supposed to do? For me, my birthday has always just been like any other day, really.
Stay in Poland. You get eat drunk quicker than...
I would just... The main reason I'm going to Poland is just to hang out with some of my friends there and do something on my birthday. Issue is that specifically on the 20th, they'll be busy. So that is why we're kind of planning everything beforehand. So then on the 20th, I'd be stuck doing nothing. That's why I wanted to come back on the 20th, so at least I'd spend the evening, for example, with my parents or something. So I have to kind of figure out. I have no idea what it would be like. Maybe I'll just do one long live stream, so then I'm not that lonely on my birthday. We'll see. Then I'll do that. If you have any suggestions.
Sounds like the worst. I mean, like if you did a short birthday live stream, like, hi guys, it's my birthday. Wish me happy birthday. Yeah, and then we like give you a virtual cake, or like we make a cake and we get to eat the cake, but you don't get to eat the cake, but we made you a cake. So
and that's supposed to make me feel happy about the existential terror that is becoming...
how old are you? Are you 25 or 24 this year?
I'm not that old, thank you very much.
You said you were 23!
2 years, he will be 23. Am I right?
Yes, I'm turning 23.
Congratulations.
I'm not that old, Cam.
Well, you said you were 23 the other day, so I...
Because when it approaches his birthday, he just ages himself up. He's done this every year. Like,
well, I'm sorry, if it's like a week or two before your birthday.
It's a month!
I actually when it's like a couple of days before your birthday, I'm really gonna say. Well, to be fair, I also do that to get used to my new age, because sometimes I do it a lot. When someone asks me how old I am, when I have to answer on the spot, I often get it wrong. How old I am. I usually get it off by a couple of years. Like I remember recently, like a couple of years ago, someone asked me if when I'm going to a concert, if I'm 18 or something, and I said, "Oh yeah, I'm 19." And I was like 21.
I was gonna say, God forbid you go into whatchamacallit, Tesco when you turned 8, like a month before you turned 18. You're just like, yeah, I'm 18. Like, and then you showed him my ID, and it's like, no, you're 17. So, oh, but I'm practically 18. It's just a week away.
Okay, that's different. But that's different. Like legally defining age versus just like when speaking to someone about how old you are in general. That's different. Yeah, if anyone has any ideas on what I even can do for my birthday, let me know because I have no idea.
Have a cake.
Yeah. I'll just buy myself a cake and just eat it by myself in my house in Poland. Like, here's the thing. This is my first time doing anything for my birthday other than just going to a restaurant with my parents. So, it's going to be an interesting birthday. My plan is just to go grab some sushi with some friends, and that's probably going to be it. But hey, progress.
That sounds really depressing.
I basically told them, look, I have no idea what people do for their birthday, so just plan my birthday for me, and I'll just tag along. Basically, that's what I told them.
It's nice to have a surprise party, though. Actually.
Yeah. And then after sushi, I think we're heading to like a cafe with board games, so that's gonna be fun. Anyway, so like I was saying, what next weekend will be like, what the next show will be like, completely surprised. I will have videos planned though, so videos will go up when I'm in Poland, because recording, I'm not taking any of my stuff there. I'm going with the smallest baggage possible, and given Ryanair and EasyJet, that is very small. Yeah, if you're not in Europe, you have no idea what it is, but you vouch for that, right, guys? That they'll not allow you to bring.
I've never been on Ryanair.
Oh, Jake, you've been on Ryanair and EasyJet. You know how stingy
they charge
are.
you to breathe.
Yeah, you can basically just have like a small box like this. Like, it's a bit of exaggerate, like this. That is all you can bring on for free. If you want to have a slightly larger carry-on, that is like £20 more. If you want a check-in, that's like £30 more. Actually, when I checked, my tickets this time, a check-in was actually cheaper than a carry-on. Like a 20 kg check-in was like £15. And it was actually cheap. That's Ryanair for you. Like EasyJet or whoever I'm flying with now, I don't know. I don't care. Anyway, that's the end of the show. If you liked it, remember to subscribe, like whatever. And I'll see you all in whatever I make next. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.